22 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns with Zeke sitting out with a calf injury. But the Cowboys win and every other NFC East team losing yesterday. Dallas is now second in the division, just a game behind Washington. So, Shannon, how much of a shot do you give the Cowboys to win the NFC East?
Very little, because the ball is still in Washington's hand. They're still dribbling it. And I know Ron Rivera is praying. After what he's gone through, he believes he has a very strong, devout faith, but he's hoping and praying that Alex Smith's calf is going to be okay. Because I think he's seen enough to realize that Dwayne Haskins is not his answer. And if Dwayne Haskins is the answer, you're asking the wrong questions. How you throw the ball 55 times and don't have 300 yards is unbeknownst to me. And considering that the Giants did a number on Seattle, and it just seemed like, no matter how great your defense is, Skip, you can only play defense so many times. Like it's kind of like when we're going to talk about the Jalen Hurts. It's kind of an effect, Skip. We go out there drive after drive, and then you 3 and out, you 3 and out, you 3 and out. I mean, you beat me down, bro. You demoralizing me. You can't give me one first down. You can't give me anything to show that we got a chance in this ball game. And as bad as they played, the defense hung around and made a play, and they still had a chance, and they came up empty-handed. Skip, I look at, they got Carolina, and then they travel to Philly. They beat Carolina, who's lost 8 or 9, no McCaffrey. I would be surprised if they brought McCaffrey back. It doesn't make any sense. You're out of it, and why risk him for the last 2 games? So I'm going to be surprised.
Matt Rule continues to say not ruling him out.
Right. Yeah, okay. I think that's because he wants teams to prepare for him, knowing that he's not going to bring him back.
Yep.
So with that being said, I believe it's Washington's division to lose or win, however you want to phrase it, Skip. But I believe it's theirs. Win 1 game, that's all they have to do. They have to lose out, Cowboys have to win out in order to have any chance at this division. And I believe the Cowboys, I believe the Washington football team will win whenever they play, Saturday or Sunday. But they'll beat the Carolina Panthers and they'll win. Give the Cowboys credit. Just goes to show you how bad this division is that you still have a chance to win the division and you got 5 wins. So that just goes to show you just how pathetic the NFC East is. It might be the worst division 1 year in the history of the NFL. But give them credit. Yesterday, they played to beat a bad team. Now, Skip, before I turn it over to you, Kyle Shanahan has done an unbelievable job. John Lynch has done a great job of accumulating talent. I believe they're going to be there. They got extensions. They're going to be there. But that training staff, when you have this many knee injuries, you have this many hamstring injuries, Skip, there's something going on with the way you're training these players. Because I've never seen anything like this before. Now, I played 14 years. You've covered it. And for guys to go out, I mean, every running back can only come back for 1 game, and he has another lower leg injury again. So there's something that's going on biometrically, mechanically, or how you're training them, or how the nutrition. Something is going on that Cal and the upper management need to look at to say what's going on here to cause us to have this many guys on IR and this many guys hurt week after week after week. Give the Cowboys credit. Their defense was very opportunistic, but Mullins is a turnover machine. We saw that yesterday. I'm not surprised, but it just goes to show you they don't have anywhere to turn. But Washington wins this division on Saturday or Sunday. Whenever they play Carolina.
Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Well, Washington will be your NFC East title. Get your hat ready.
Friday, this past Friday, Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe predicted right here on Undisputed that Washington would beat Seattle and that Dallas would lose to San Francisco, and it would be OVER over yesterday.
I was hoping Alex Smith would play.
Okay. So I agree with your premise. It is still Washington's division to win or lose, however you want to look at it. But I'm going to give my team, my Dallas Cowboys, now a 20% shot.
That's it?
Yep. Well, I mean, you gave little to no. I'm going up to 20. 2%?
Because I'll be scared. Like, when they score a touchdown, okay, they got a 91% chance. The other team scores, now you got 85. So it just changed with the time. So you know what? I've never seen 100 until, like, time's off the clock, it has a 100% chance to win. So I'm going to say Washington has a 98 0.4% chance of
Okay,
winning.
I got it. If you had told me before the season started that the NFC East would come down to Carolina at Washington the week before the final week of the season, I would say you're out of your mind, because I didn't see Washington coming at all. I thought it was going to be between Dallas and Philadelphia.
Yes.
Obviously, Dallas lost its starting core, its two best players yesterday, didn't have either Dak or Zeke yesterday. And Philly's been injury racked, and now Carson Wentz has lost his job to Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk more about Jalen in a moment. Jalen Hurts has become the X factor now for me in this division, because the first X factor is going to be 1 o'clock next Sunday afternoon at Washington.
Okay.
And that is the Carolina Panthers, who have lost 8 of 9. But they have been game all through this losing streak, because if you look closely at their results, you see that at Minnesota, they lost by 1 point. At Kansas City, they lost by 2 points. That was 33-31. At New Orleans, they lost only by 3 points. That was 27-24. And then Saturday night at Green Bay, a game I watched from start to finish, they hung in and actually made a game of it at the end and lost by 8, but it was a one-score game because they could have gone.
I thought they were about to get blown out. It was 21-3, Skip. I was like, okay, here we go.
And for the record, believe it or not, after Aaron Rodgers basically campaigned for MVP last week.
There you go.
No, seriously, he was campaigning. Yeah, be nice, because, boy, in 2016, I didn't even get a sniff.
He did get a sniff.
Okay, so he's campaigning last week. Too cool. He's sitting back. You can almost see him sipping his fingers of tequila. And he goes out in the second half against the Carolina Panthers at Lambeau on a Saturday night, single solo stage game. And he threw for a grand total of 44 yards in the second half and got sacked 3 times by a team that you say can't rush the passer. Okay, can't rush the passer, and Aaron got sacked 3 times. And at least the Panthers showed me some fight. They got a college coach named Matt Rule from Baylor. I don't know how he got the job, but at least they're having sort of that old college try in them this year.
Yes.
And when I look at these 3 receivers, DJ Moore's caught 1,055 yards worth of balls. That's pretty good. And Robbie Anderson's caught 1,017 yards worth of balls. That's pretty good. And Curtis Samuel can run by anybody when he gets the shot. And he has 627 yards receiving. So you have 3 receivers who can do damage. Mike Davis has been hit and miss. He's been okay, but he gives them some credibility at the running back without C-Mac. Christian, you got to come back and save me.
Man, go ahead.
You owe me one. Come on, Christian. Just do it. Do it for the good of football, just for integrity. Just come back and play, just so it'll be a level playing field at Washington.
If you look at the teams, the last time I think they played Tampa, Teddy Bridgewater ended up getting knocked out of the ball game. They ended up having to bring the backup in. But if you look at all the teams that they played, for the most part, they don't get after the quarterback like that front 7 from Washington game. Now, Teddy Bridgewater is going to have to be on his best behavior.
He will.
Now, you're right. They have some receivers, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. Those guys can, and Samuels got 4.32, I think, at the combine. So, yes, they can make plays, but how much time?
And Teddy is one of those guys, he just fights. He's not the most talented guy, but he will fight you to the death. So I'm looking for a fight, and I'm looking for, thank you for saying this, all the pressure is on the home team at Washington.
This is a Jack Del Rio game. The defensive coordinator, Jack.
Can they handle the pressure? Because all of a sudden, and again, you say, is it Dwayne Haskins or Alex Smith? I don't care, because the last time I saw Alex Smith at San Francisco before he hurt his calf, he had a QBR of 9, so he wasn't exactly lighting it up.
No, but Skip, I just think that sometimes there are things, even though a guy might be better, a team might have more confidence in the other guy. I just think the team has more confidence. With Skip, Alex is never going to be the Alex again. The mere fact that he's even playing is a miracle and an accomplishment in and of itself. With that withstanding, I just feel that the team has more confidence that they can get the job done with him under center, under Dwayne Haskins. Now, they might not have a choice. Because, like I said, Skip, it's not a whole lot of lower leg down there. You talk about his calf.
I agree. Okay. Now, back to my team. Again, you know how much I love me some Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk about him in a moment. He's the X factor. He plays at Jerry World.
Oh, y'all got come on, Jalen Hurts. That's my guy. That's my guy, Jay Hurts, baby.
But that's the late afternoon game, so they're going to know the outcome. So the pressure could shift completely onto the Cowboys. And if somehow Carolina pulls off the upset of the year, if somehow they're already all of a sudden in a position to tie Washington at the top, and obviously they have no tiebreaker with Washington because Washington absolutely humiliated and annihilated them both times. Just absolutely, just
love it.
Just bushwhack, shell-shocked.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, so given that, late afternoon versus Jalen Hurts, you want to talk about my emotions mix because I'm going to have a hard time rooting against Jalen Hurts, but my team has won 2 straight games. And for my team, which for a while looked like maybe the worst team ever, especially on defense, especially against the run, this is a huge achievement late in the year to actually win 2 straight games, because if you look at what happened yesterday, Kyle Shanahan can really dial up the plays. So what did he do, Mr. Sharp?
He did.
He put up 458 yards of offense at Jerry World.
Yes.
My team only had 291.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, think about this. They ran 81 plays to my team's 58 plays. Time of possession was 35 minutes to 25 minutes in favor of San Francisco.
Yes.
The 49ers did run. Mostert got hurt later in the second half, but they did run for 150 to my team's 87 with no Zeke and just Tony Pollard, right?
Yep.
And guess what? My team scored 41 points. How did my team do that?
4 turnovers.
4 turnovers.